All right, I'm back with another video. This is where we left off. We were able to run our program and view our contacts. So we can do one and it'll show our contacts like right there. And we are moving on to the next part where we want to add a contact to this list of things. So this one, the last video dealt with reading. This one is going to actually deal with writing. So we are going to write some information to this text document, which is our address book. So let's go ahead and get started on that. So the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to refresh our memories on how this actually works. I don't think we've actually gone over it. At the top, I had two links for you, 1 and 2. The second link is the one that has notes on how to actually write to a file. So I'm going to copy this link, and over here I'm going to go to this page and we're going to take a look at it, and we're going to see if we can do or read these instructions and figure it out. A lot of being a programmer is learning how to look stuff up and read thoroughly and figure out how to do stuff. I mean, you don't know how to do everything, but you can certainly read stuff and figure it out. The following illustrates how to write a string to a text file. Steps for writing to text files. To write to a text file in Python, you follow these steps. First, open the text file for writing or appending. Appending is where you add something to it. And so you just add something onto the end, kind of like what we do with lists. Okay, so first thing you do is you open the text file for writing or appending. We're going to use appending using open, the open function. Second, write to the text file using the write or write lines method. So you can write either a single line or multiple lines. That's what the difference is between those two. And then third, close the file. Very important. So these steps are very similar to what we did for reading. All right, so we have open the file, so it looks like path to the file, and then the mode. Here are the two modes for writing. There's the W and the A. So the W is for write mode, and this mode is dangerous because you can definitely erase the old stuff that you had before in your file. The appending is for adding new stuff without messing with what was there before. I think that's mostly what we need. The write method writes a string to a text file. The write lines method writes a list of strings to a file at once. We're going to use the write method. Okay, let's give this a shot. Over here, I'm gonna grab this stuff again. So I'm gonna grab. Actually, you know what? I can just get it from this one. So we're doing add contacts. This is the function or the the function we're going to be working on. So let's grab the path to the file. We'll use this again. And then we want to grab this. Let's grab this whole section right here. Why not? And we'll make it do what we want. So first off, this says read the file. We're not really reading the file. If you remember what we wrote or what we were reading, we want to use the append function. We don't want to get rid of any of the old stuff, so we want to append the file. So open the file for appending mode. All right, and then maybe I could write up here for reading mode or something. I don't know. There we go. All right, so we're opening the file for appending mode. Stores the file into a variable. Okay, we're not going to want to store anything into a variable or read it. We're not going to want to read it. We are going to want to write something to this file. So what we're going to do is we're going to do open file dot write. And we're going to use the write a single line, and I'm going to make up a contact for right now. Let's do Sammy, I don't know, Johnson. And his phone number is going to be... Alright, so there we go. I made up a person here. Alright, so I just put one big long string, and hopefully you'll notice that it's in the same kind of style as what I had before. If I look at this address book, you'll see it looks a lot like that. Now, so we open the file. Let's put this open. Open the file for appending mode. Then we store something. Let's store, or let's write to the file. We write to the file write a new contact to the address book. Here we go. And then close the file. I don't want to print anything. I don't need to do this. Okay, so we go to the path of the file. We open the file for appending, for adding on to, and then we write a new contact to the address book, Sammy Johnson, and then a number here. Then we close it. All right, let's see what this does whenever we try this, or whenever we hit this option now. So I'm going to do stop. I'm going to do run. Let's see. Show contacts. We'll look at it before. So there's only 3 in there. And now if we push 2, it says enter. We should probably say something like you have added a new person to the list or whatever. And let's do show contacts. And there is Sammy Johnson. All right, for the astute among you, the very wise, you might think, uh-oh, Mr. Eversole did not add a new line, and you would be correct. If we look at this, it looks fine, but watch what happens if I do this same thing again. Let's add another. Let's add him in there again. So let's add a contact, and now let's look at there. Sammy Johnson just got stacked on top of the last one. That is because when I'm writing to my file here, or my text document, I'm not adding a new line. It's just stacking one on top of the other. Not so great. So at the end here, you're going to want to make sure that you add a new line. So a new line is \n. And I'm going to need to go back to my address book and fix the mistake that I just made. So I'll put that back like that. And I'll go ahead and try this again. So I will do stop, run, and let's do 2 to add that contact, and we'll show it, and there it is. And you can even see I can do it again, and it is printing them out in the same format as the other ones. Perfect. So there is write, and we have written a new contact to our address book. Perfect. Now, one thing about writing a new contact to the address book is you don't want to only add Sammy Johnson. You probably want to add, I don't know, the person that they know. You don't want to add him in there over and over. So we need to get some information from the user. Anytime we go to this add contact function, we need to ask them who would they like to add. So we're going to need a first name, a last name, and a phone number. So I'm going to make 3 variables here. First name is equal to input. Now remember, input gets information from the user. So we'll say input, please enter the first name. I don't know if that's too silly or whatever, but I don't know. You can phrase it however you want. And I'm going to do a \n right there. So now, presumably, they're going to put the first name in there. And then I'm going to do this again. And this one's going to be last name. Enter the last name. And then this one's going to be phone number. And you're probably going to want to give them a hint on this one. How do you want the phone number to look? So what do you want the phone number to look like? So I'm just going to give an example. I'm going to say example 817-444-1234. So that's an example of what I would like the phone number to look like. All right, so we're going to store their first name, last name, and the phone number. And now instead of just typing this in, we'll fill this information in right here. So I'm going to get rid of this string. And I'm going to keep with the format that I have right here. Each one of these has a comma in between. And there's something in text documents that is very common, and that's called comma separated variables. And we're gonna stick with that. We're gonna keep putting commas in between each one of these lines, and hopefully I can get you in the habit of doing that as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here, erase this, and the first thing I need is the first name. And then I want to add, and I need a comma. Then I need to add a last name. And then I'm going to need another comma. And then finally I'm going to need the phone number. Alright, I'm going to quit moving those comments around. Okay, so we have the first name, which they put in, and a comma, last name, which they put in, and then phone number. So they get to actually choose who the person is that is getting put into their address book. Now, one thing you probably want to do is, a lot of us, whenever we're trying to type something into our phone or into anything, we'll make mistakes and we won't spell everything correctly. So you're going to want to give this person a chance to look at it before it goes into their address book. So I'm going to copy this whole thing, and before we put it into the address book, we're going to give them a second chance to make sure that it looks right. So I'm going to take that whole deal right there, and I'm going to show it to the user again. And I'm going to say, does this look correct? So I'll say check is equal to input. We're asking them a question. Does this look correct? And then I'll give them hints. Yes or no. Yes or no. Does that look correct? And if it does look correct, they're going to say yes. They're going to type a Y. Okay, so I'll say if check does not equal, if that does not equal a Y, that means the person did not think it was good. Anything other than a Y, it's wrong. That's how I'm gonna phrase it. In the event that they did not do, or they did not enter it in correctly, we're just going to ask them, we're going to start over. We're just going to say, okay, let's go back to add contact. So I'm going to put that right there. So it's just going to restart. So here's my note. I'll say, is the name correct? If not, start over. So it's going to re-ask them the questions again. Okay, so I'm also going to clear. I'm going to add a couple clears in here. Let's clear this. So after they ask all the questions, it'll print that up. And then after that's done, let's say they get it correct, I'm going to clear that again. And then we're going to say, congratulations, you added so-and-so to the list. So we'll say print. Let's see, how do I want to say that? Let's say, we'll do first name, comma, last name, comma, was successfully added to your address book. Okay, so first name, last name was successfully added to your address book. I don't know, maybe I want to put it on a separate line. I don't know, that's probably okay. Alright, let's see what this looks like. Hopefully it's working. So I'll clear this, run. Uh-oh, I got an error. Let's check it out. We got it on line 46. if check does not equal to, 46. Here we go. So we're add first name. I'm missing a plus sign. Okay, so if I'm missing a plus sign there, that probably means I'm missing a plus sign here. All right, let's try again. Okay. All right, add a contact, number 2. And it says enter the first name. I'll say Sam Hill, and I'll give him a number. And it asks me, does this look correct? I'm going to say no. No, that doesn't look correct. Okay, so ask again. Sam Hill, capital. I'll give him another phone number. Does this look correct? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. All right, Sam Hill was successfully added to your address book. Excellent. Let's verify that that actually happened. So I'll check my contacts, show contacts, and there is Mr. Sam Hill. Perfect. All right. That's probably all we're going to do in this video. I will see you guys in the next one, and we'll go about removing a contact that we don't want. That's going to be a combination of showing the contacts and adding the contacts. So, all right, see you guys in the next video.